Hello, 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 hello. What's up, world? Thank you, Facebook. Facebook just told me this is my 25th broadcast. So your brother is working, I'm being consistent. I'm doing it. I'm making it happen. So again, my name is Lee Fuller, aka The Funnel Helper, and I want to thank you for tuning in to our Tuesday training. And today I have something very good for you. Okay, what I'm going to be talking about today is how to get the most out of your time, how to maximize your time, how to be strategic about what you're doing each and every day, and how to make sure that you're improving your productivity and that you're improving the outcome for your business. If that's something you want to hear about, go ahead and stay tuned, and we're gonna rock out. We're gonna make it happen. So, first of all, hello, welcome. My name is Lee Fuller, aka The Funnel Helper, and I'm super excited to have you here with me on this Tuesday afternoon. So what I want to talk about is controlling your time, right? Now, I used to believe in time management. I'm going to say that again. I used to believe in time management, but I've come to the realization that we cannot manage time, right? You cannot manage time. All you can do is you can manage yourself, right? I can't manage time. I have to manage myself. So what I need to do, I'm doing now, I can't manage time. I can only manage myself. So what does that mean? That means time is going to do what it needs to do. It's going to continue going. I have to manage what I do with my time. I was reading something the other day, and it said that if you as a business owner can't manage your time, then you really should be, then you probably need to work for somebody that can manage your time for you, right? i.e. a job, i.e. working with someone to tell you what to do, right? The blessing and the curse of entrepreneurship is you're in control of your time, right? So what you do with your time is vitally important to your success and to the failure of your enterprise. So today I'm not going to teach you how to manage time. I'm going to teach you how to manage your life, because time management is actually life management, right? So how do we do it? I'm going to do it by showing you kind of percentages, right? So what I want to do is I want to walk you through these percentages. So the first percentage is 15. That's 1, 5. First percentage is 15. The second percentage we're going to talk about is 60. Okay? 15, 60, and the third one is 25. If you can, I'm sorry if it's backwards, but I wanted to make sure I can see you. If you can, if you are able to keep your business hour, if you're able to keep your workday within 15, 60, and 25, you will grow your company. You will grow your company. You will see an increase in what you're doing, and you'll start to see revenue increasing. I guarantee it. So I got to remember, 15, 60, 25. All right, Lee, break it down. What should I be doing? First of all, I want to point out that I'm talking about percentage. Hey, what's up, David? So I'm talking about percentage, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes I'll listen to life management, time management stuff, and they'll say that you need to work 5 hours doing this, or, the first 4 hours of your day, you need to be doing this, or the first, 15 minutes of your day, you need to be doing this. But that doesn't work. And I'll tell you why. Because sometimes you may not have 14 hours, right? Or 10 hours or 8 hours to do it. So I like to teach it in elements of percentages, right? 15, 60. Hey, Regina. All right, I'm breaking it down. I'm going to break it down. 15, 60, and 25. So what should I be doing for 15% of my day? 15% of your day should go to education, right? 15% of your day should go to education. What does that mean? First of all, I didn't say 80%. I didn't say 100%. It's funny because I was doing my taxes and I was telling my accountant, I was like, yeah, that's an educational thing. She's like, education? I was like, can I write that off? Because that was educational. But my point is, 15% of your time needs to go toward education, self-study, learning your craft, right? Now, so if your time, you see that, man, I've really been studying and stuff for, if I've been studying for hours and hours and hours, so I'm very knowledgeable, but I'm not doing, it's taking up more than 15%, that could be a reason why you're not seeing the type of growth that you want to have. So 15%, what is that? That's like books. That's podcasts. Like for me, for you, this could be 15% of your day, include watching webinars, people teaching and instructing on how to do certain things. The other thing, so reading books, all over my office, I got a whole bunch of books because I'm maximizing my 15%, right? So what should I be learning? What should you be learning? Okay. Study the area that you're stuck on in the moment. Okay. Study what you're stuck on right now, because that 15% that you use in education can be actionable. Okay. So I used to do, oh my goodness. I used to say, hey, you know what? In 2 years, I'm probably going to need to know this information. Or, hey, this would really be good to know later on. And I had all this information, but I wasn't able to actuate. I wasn't able to do it. So what I started doing was I started saying, okay, I'm going to focus my education time. So for me, I got some clients and we starting to do a whole bunch of stuff in Infusionsoft. So I say, you know what? Let me get smart on Infusionsoft. So my 15% of my day, I'm doing Infusionsoft Mastery, Definitive Guide to Infusionsoft. That's what I'm studying, because I can take what I learned today in my 15 minutes and I can do it in a campaign that I'm building right now, right? So it's not like, hey, this is great information, I have it in my head, one day I'll need it. No, right after my 15 minutes of study, I can say, you know what? Let's try that right now. And now you're able to make that 15 minutes actionable into today. I was talking with a client. He wants to do webinars, right? So his 15 minutes, we're studying webinars, webinar emails, webinar registration pages, etc. Why? So that right after he puts down his book, right after he finished watching that video, he can implement what he learned during that 15 minutes or during that 15% of time. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's helpful. So 15% on what you're working on. Hey, you need help with sales training? Then your 15%, you're reading, HubSpot sales, or you're reading a sales book or whatever. Because right after you put it down, you can say, you know what? I'm going to use what I just spent this last 15 minutes of my day doing. 15% of my day doing. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, 60%. What should I be doing for the next 60% of my day? Next 60, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. The next 60% of my day, I should be working on sales and or service. All right. So 15%, I got my education. And now the 60%, I'm working on sales or service. Now, let me define sales or service, because a lot of times we cheat. A lot of times we start cheating. We say, you know what? This email that I'm doing is sales. Or, hey, I'm scouting a person out on Facebook and that's my sales process. Okay, let me define sales. And sales or service. Sales is what you're doing when you're in contact with a prospect or a customer, right? So, if you're on Facebook, you'd be like, hey, I'm doing research. Now, if you're instant messaging someone and you're going through a sales presentation, or you're, send them a link or whatever, now you're in a sales activity, right? If you're just searching Facebook or whatever, you can't really be like, I'm in sales because I'm doing my research, right? I wouldn't consider that in your 60%. You're cheating. Hey, if you're checking your email to see if you got a response back from a invoice or from something you sent out to someone else, you're looking for that particular person or those particular people to continue that conversation, that falls into your 20% of sales activity. But if you're just checking your email and you're clicking on promotion links and you're looking at this and reading blogs, whatever, you're cheating. That's not in your 60%, right? 60% needs to go to sales and service. Now, the reason I put sales and service in there is because 60% is the largest portion of your workday, right? So yes, if you don't have a lot of clients or business or things to fulfill, then the majority of that 60% is going to be sales. But if you're like me and you build funnels for people or do marketing campaigns, etc., all that 60%, that large chunk of my day, can't be sales, right? Some of it has to be service. I actually have to be doing what people are paying me to do. So that 60% can be sales or service. And you'll notice that if it is sales, then you'll have more service you need to do, right? And if you got a lot of service, but you don't have sales in there, then when that service dries up, you don't have any more to do. So that 60% needs to go to sales or service. All right. So let me keep on going. I'm keeping on. The next thing. So 15% of my day is going to be in education. I'm learning something that I want to actuate and do today. 60%, I'm either selling something or I'm fulfilling on something that I sold, right? So right after this, I have to create a Facebook ad campaign for a client because that's the service part. It's in the day. It's part of my 60%. Cool, service. And then that last 25%, now if you add it up, you know what I'm saying? 15, 60, 25, you do get 100. You know what I'm saying? 100. So that other 25% is going to be your admin task. Now, I know, hey, I'm all for building a team. I'm all for, hey, I'm just outsourcing everything, but the admin function has to happen in your business, right? 25% of your day can be spent on admin. Now, Lee, what are some administrative tasks? Administrative tasks, so I have a couple websites going up. And in my administrative task, when I'm contacting my team, or having a team meeting or project management, like I said, I was talking with an accountant. When I'm talking with an accountant, that's not sales, that's not service, that's not education, that is admin function, right? Hey, somebody says, hey, I'm locked out of my an admin function. So I had to call and talk to the lady at the hotel, right? For our website in 2 days coming retreat. Had to make sure we booked the next dates. Now, could I, is that sales? No, because she's not really a client, right? That's admin function, right? So 25, you can't get around it. You can't outsource all of your admin function, right? I would even consider managing that team or having your team meetings an admin function because that's not a sales function. That's not a service function. That's an admin function. So, so 15, 60, and I'm sorry if it's backwards, but 15, 60, and 25 in your day. 15, 60, and 25. Education on stuff you're going to do today. Sales and service and admin. Now you might be saying, hey Lee, how do I do that? So over the years, I have bought planners. I have bought all kinds of stuff to try to help me manage myself and my time. And this is the method that I found that works for me. You see this right here? I take a sheet of paper. And across the top, right? Across the top, you have you're making 3 columns. The first column, I write time. The second column, I write task. And the third column, I write category, right? Time, task, category. And then on the side, in the time section, my day usually starts about 8:30. I drop the kids off, blah, blah, blah. I'm back in my office. I had breakfast, saw my little recording at TD Jakes, got my word, whatever. So 7:30, I'm in the office. And it's good to have a start time, by the way. But 7:30, I'm in the office and I'm starting to work. So I I record 30 minutes. So 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10:30, 10 o'clock. I can't count. 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30, etc. Right? So what I do is, on my clock, I don't have it on today, but what's up, Larry? On my clock, there is a timer that goes off every 30 minutes, right? So I set it at 8 o'clock, and then 30 minutes, boom. So it goes off. And when it goes off, I look and I write down what I'm doing. Okay? I write down what I'm doing. So at 8:30, I was on a call with my team, right? So in the task, I write team meeting. And then category, I write admin, right? So at 9 o'clock, blah, 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 9 o'clock, I was on the phone with the hosting provider trying to figure out why some stuff wasn't working, right? So task, the thing goes off. I say, okay, 9 o'clock, I was on with the hosting provider. Then I look and I say, you know what? That's a service function, right? At 10:30, hey, I was following up with a prospect. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So following up with prospect. Category, that's a selling function. You know, website development, service. Now, some people will say, chunk it down, only do this and this. Hey, do whatever you feel. That's up to you because your day could be different than my day. But at the end of the day, when I look back at it, hey, what's up, Ricky? At the end of the day, when I look back at it, I look to see how many of my categories says admin, how many says service, how many says selling, right? And then I'm able to see, have I had a productive day, right? So you might be saying, hey, Lee, what does it look like? Let me break it down. I'm going to break it down for an 8-hour day, right? For an 8-hour day, and this may help you because when you're looking at it, you may say, hey, what is 15% or what is 60%? Well, first of all, let's keep it real. Many entrepreneurs don't really have the luxury of doing an 8-hour day, right? That's another reason I use percentages. Because if I'm having a 10-hour day or I'm grinding to get it done, I still need to look and see if I'm spending too much time in the education category, right? So, but for simplicity's sake, let's do an 8-hour day. So an 8-hour day is going to be 400, let me see, 6, 8, so 480 minutes, right? So in my education portion today, I should not spend more than 72 minutes. 72 minutes. So I got about an hour, right? I got about an hour and 12 minutes to get my education on, to learn about the task that I'm going to be doing today so that I can knock it out, right? So the 60 on a 48 on a full work day. So I should spend about, about 288 minutes, right? So about 4 hours and 48 minutes to be exact. So I should spend about 4 hours and 48 minutes or so doing sales or service, right? And now the 25 minutes, the admin, the wrap up at the end of the day. So that's going to be about 120 minutes, which is 2 hours, right? So I can look back over my day and say, hey, you know what? Man, looks like I have a whole lot of chunks in the education piece because I saw a webinar on TV or I saw not a webinar. Yeah, I saw a webinar on reading books or listening to podcasts or whatever. And I didn't get my 4 hours in my 60 minutes. Now that could be a problem because if I'm not selling or servicing clients, then my pipeline is getting stuck, right? Or you may see that, man, I spent 4 hours on admin. That could be a problem, right? If I spend too much time on admin and don't have, and I'm not growing as a person, or if I'm not, if you're spending way too much time on admin, you might need help. Just throw that out. Dakisha might like that one. Outsource it. But here is a simple process to help you be more effective and manage your life. We can't control time. We can only control ourselves. So manage your life. You got 480 minutes. Break it up into 50, 60%, and 25%. And you will see an improvement. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. I mean, This thing here, I guarantee if you start tracking what you do, today's Tuesday. If you start tracking on a simple sheet like this, it don't have to be complex. Start tracking your time, the task, and what category it falls in. Just do it for the rest of the week. Your business and your mentality will shift, right? Whatever we measure improves. So this is my time. My name is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper, and I got work to do because I got to make sure I get my 4 hours and 48 minutes of productive selling and service time in. Thank you for your time. I'm glad you like it, Regina. I'm glad you like it. All right, Larry Beecham. Hope you're still watching. Glad you like it. Go ahead, like it, share it. Every Tuesday, we're doing some pretty good stuff. And on Thursday, we're going to get tactical. I'll get the other whiteboard out, and we're going to do some amazing stuff. My name is Lee Fuller, a.k.a. The Funnel Helper, and I thank you for your time. Like, share, comment, and follow. Bye.